It's DragBoss Live here.
Excellent. What's up, guys? Tim also here with DragBoss Garage with my family. We got Andrea,
Hello.
Izzy. Say hi, Alaina.
I know.
So, I never hardly do a live chat. And I said, you know what? The kids were talking about doing one. I'm really trying to turn the wick up is how I say it when I make comments. And as you can see, things are really coming along. And that's what I'm trying to do. So let's see who's here. Is James.
James Peterson.
That's so. If you put it up there, leave it up there, please. So that's Bill Fioretti. Bill is a great support system for DragBoss Garage. I appreciate it, Bill. He can't make it here. It said just notified of this, Tim. And we did. We just decided to do it. We were talking about it, and we just said, let's do it. So I put it up. Now, the issue that I see is I've had some computer problems. With Joe Pappas, the streaming, sometimes it stops and then nothing's moving, but you can still hear the voice. So I think the computer, I need to get a new unit because I can't succeed if I have faulty equipment. It's just like racing. You don't go racing with broken plug wires or anything else. So okay. I know, I can see that. Yep, put it up there then.
Yep, just right on.
Two Hacks Garage, that's Jeff. Now he has the 68 T-Bird with a big black Ford. I made a video of that. It's killer. So when we do this, let's do this. Let's go down through here. The anonymous one. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're doing really good. Thank you for that. He's always here to help us out and support us. So let's go down the line a little bit. James Ford, that's a good name for a Ford guy. And he's looking forward to this one. I'm glad you guys are because, usually I do these live chats, but it's with a guest, somebody that I'm trying to talk with and record their history. So this is one that we're doing just from the family. So people might have some questions about Cleveland's, that kind of stuff, where we're going with this program. And that's why we're doing it tonight. We have 36 people here, which is pretty good for just starting a couple minutes ago.
What? Wait, where does it say that?
It says it by live, 36. See it? That little count?
Oh,
Perry Ford, another great name, Ford. Hello, Tim and Gearheads. Yes, these are the little gearheads. So what we're trying to do is, my goal when I made this page was not only to show what I do for racing and building Cleveland's and that kind of stuff and get into pro stock, but is really to kind of get my girls involved and my wife because we, I don't know how to say it. Girls are not really, I don't know, like guys with
car people.
Yeah, car people. So it's hard to get them out. If you watch back, and I should put a video out there, I've already made it. It's way back in my list of videos, but it's when we first moved here and the girls were like, Alaina was 3 and Izzy was like 5, and they helped me tear apart the 409 Cleveland. At that time it was a 408 Cleveland. So I want to get them back in here. We did some videos with them, but it's kind of hard to. You don't need to see you. You look the same.
What?
Okay. Teddy's Gun Shop. What's up? Hi, everyone. It's been a while, but miss you all. We miss you too. When you do these live chats with other guests, there's no time to do shout outs. There's no time to thank you guys, the subscribers, that help build this channel. So that's why I'm doing this. And I really appreciate you guys that are here now. So thank you so much. So who else is there? See, we got Todd S. Hello, Todd S. Hello from the frigid Upper Peninsula. So that's Michigan, if I'm not the Upper P, right? In Michigan. So welcome, Michigan. That's Go Blue.
Yeah.
Although everybody around here is a Ohio State fan, I'm from New York, so I don't know. I don't watch sports for the most part. Okay, let's go slower so I can keep up. So let's go slower so I can keep up. Ken, Moulet, I like that name, or it's Moule. Cold and damp here. Yes, it's about what, 19 degrees, Andrea?
Yeah. Snowy, cold.
Yep. And Zeus is here too, but where is he, over there?
Yeah.
He's sitting over here trying to be good. I made some videos on him. People have talked about that. Would you show videos of his progress? Because we had him since he was in the womb of the mother. And I made a video about that shows his whole progression, being born right up to being trained to where he is now. So we all work with him with doing the training. He gets trained twice a day. That's how he gets his food. If he doesn't train, he doesn't eat. That was some information we got from our trainer, Nick Blackford.
Yeah, the canine guy.
Yeah, North Coast Canine. So I'm going to tell you, I'm also going to incorporate some of the training techniques, about Dobermans, and it's in general for any dog. And I think that's important. The thing about this channel, and I better talk slow because I get excited and I talk fast, but I want to encompass a lot of things. If you see right here, just take that off there. If you click on it again, right here is a spine. I'm going to do a lecture on back pain, you know, and tell you a little bit about myself, and that's coming up. I've started to work on it, and it's kind of it's not complicated, but I'm trying to make it so it's not too complicated for people. So yeah.
Is that a real spine?
Does it look like a real spine?
Yeah.
It does. It looks like one, but it's not. It's a plastic model.
Ew.
Because if it was, that'd be an infant about this big. So.
Look at this.
Okay. Will L, what is up? Family from Las Vegas.
Ooh.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you. Ed McMahon. Eric. Sorry, Eric. I apologize. I don't have my glasses on. And your family is adorable. They really are. You know, this is the one thing I can tell you. Just click, once you click on that, maybe a little bit, take it off so we can all see. But one thing I'm going to tell you, if you've watched this channel, you're going to see my kids grow up on it. And I think that's important. And one of the main reasons I made this channel is to keep a video diary. Because when I was a kid, we didn't have pictures like this. We didn't have video. I think I have maybe 5 pictures of my mom and dad. We don't have much. So when I'm dead and gone, I wanted them to be able to have a record to look back on. So let's do this.
Look at this one.
Wow, anomalous one. Nice. Hey guys, we're visiting friends, but wanted to say, hey, thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. So let's just leave it up there. So that way, because that's recognition. That's why we're doing this, so that we can recognize people that subscribe and that donate to DVG. And that brings up a point. Here's a couple things I wanted to point out. One of the biggest subscribers I have or supporters is Bill Fioretti, and he owns mostly Mustangs, and that's in Hamden, Connecticut. He specializes in restoration of Mustangs, a lot of Boss cars, Boss 429s, Boss 351s. So he sent me a check for $100. Thank you, Bill. What he also sent me was, and I'm going to do a whole video on that, because he sent me some stuff, and I think it'd make a great video for you guys. And he sent me this. It's hard to see it, and I may have opened this before, but I'll kind of just bring it out quick. But it's the Franklin Mint Boss 429 model. Mom, maybe you can take that out.
Ah, my head.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, look at this.
But it's the original. It's the original Franklin Mint prototype. It's what they made the cars, the model Boss 429, and they sent it because they used his car to do the research. So they sent him the first model, and he sent it to me. And that means a lot. That's what's that?
It's a mini car.
It is a mini car. It's a model, right? So I love that. And you know that we're going to be building a Boss 429. That's our goal with Andrea's Mustang eventually.
Dad.
But, yeah.
This one? That
Yeah,
one.
that
Yeah.
one.
Look at.
Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage. He's a very good guy. Mopar guy. My 7-year-old daughter loves helping me wash the cars, and she is my detail sprayer.
Oh,
Nice.
loves to spray.
So let's get off that welcome to live. We don't need that going on there anymore. It's just bothersome. There. Now we'll go back to that. That way we can see. We got how many people in the house, Alaina?
400. Now it's 43.
Right. 43 people have come to see us, our family, and listen to us talk. So that's awesome. We thank you for that. The other person I want to give a shout out to is Ed Aiken.
Ed Aiken.
Right. Big Ed, we'll call him.
Oh,
He sent me a check for $100 too. And like I said, any money that I get off this goes right back into DVG. Because I told you.
Is it that guy right here?
That's a different person. So, like I said, the money that I get goes right back into this YouTube channel because I'm going to make this something you've never seen before. And I'm already turning up the wick. Wait till you see the list of the people that I've already talked to and that are going to be on here once we get caught up with everything.
Now we have 45 people.
Excellent. 45
48.
people.
49.
Okay. So let's see.
You
Let's
asked
click
to
on the
do-
next guy.
You asked to do a video. It says that
Where?
George,
This?
right there, need to do a video. Yep.
Need to do a video of your car at some point, chassis. I will, George. You know, I'll kind of give you an update on that. Actually, I just got back from Columbus. Today. I went there to my buddies, Bob Beach. I told you guys, and if you saw that last video I had about the supercharged 327 Chevy with a Latham supercharger on it. So I went there today, and we started that thing up. And I'm telling you, that thing is a ripper. I've never seen anything like it. So that engine came from like the 59 through 61 Corvettes. You add that supercharger, that's instant 100 horsepower. When you hear this thing run, and I got videos, it just blows me away. You know, look, let me see if I can just pull up while we're talking, just so you can hear it. But I probably won't be able to because it's kind of hard to see, but let's see. We'll see if it comes up.
So let's see if it fires right
Yeah.
off every turns a key.
I'll just let you listen to it.
Ow!
Listen. There, that's a sneak peek.
Here's a new one.
All right, hang on now. So
Go
that's a
down the
sneak
road,
peek.
down the
Can
line.
you
Let's
do
go back to where
a
we were,
deep
please.
dive in that?
Okay,
now
so
we're-
let me finish where we are. So the 409 Cleveland's right back there. I went to Columbus today and got the headers. So Alaina, why don't you get the collector that's sitting over there and we can show them what this looks like. It's on the black thing.
This thing?
Yeah. Let's bring that over and then you'll kind of see where we're at. So yeah, George, I'm going to do some chassis stuff because, yep,
I can't hold
That's
it. That's
all right.
actually it.
this is it. I did make a video on the chassis. It's on here. I can put a link to it of the work that was done. He took off 64 pounds off the front end. So-
47.
Oh, good. So this is a Cone Engineering 7-degree merge collector. You can kind of see it right there. Give you a little light. So I got the stainless steel headers. They're all finished by JP's custom header and chassis. So those are going to be ready to put on. I just have to drill the motor plate, and that's been probably 3 weeks.
300.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, let's see this one.
So that's probably 3 weeks since I made the video about drilling motor plate. I still haven't got it done because I'm so busy with stuff. So that's where we're going, George. We'll do something. R-Dub Falco. Now he's got a killer Falcon, and he's got that Detroit Speed front end in it. It's pretty cool. So how's it going, DBG? It's going awesome. How's it going, guys?
Good.
All right.
Going good.
Ed's Machine. It's good to see you too also.
Hello.
I see you on the live
Hello,
chats.
mate.
So I don't know if you have a machine shop, but I think you do. Let's see. What else does he say? See, now they're talking to someone else. He's talking to Ed's Machine. See? So we don't need to see that one. Just the stuff to us.
Is that?
Right there.
Can you
Click on.
Which one? This
Okay,
guy?
let me
That
run
guy.
it for a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Hamden is 45 minutes from his house. So that's where mostly Mustangs is with Bill Fioretti. So that's cool. Thank you for that. Motorhead Mike. Love the vids, Tim and family. Ford's
We
rule.
have 54 people.
Okay.
Yes.
They do rule. And that brings into a segue into this. In order for a channel to survive, at least what I've noticed, you know, I'm a Ford man, diehard blue, but I love any engine, any car. I like them all. Motorcycle, lawnmower, anything with a weed eater, anything with a,
So you're
yeah.
gonna eat weeds?
Yes. You're going to have some for dinner tonight.
Ew.
So,
Ah,
That's
right.
no.
That red tongue. So I like any of that stuff, you know, and like I said, for this channel to survive, I'm gonna get everything you can think of on here. Now, last week we had Joe Pappas from the Mopar Missile on, and that was exciting because that's pure pro stock history. Now, I'll give you another insight. I talked to Mike Fonz, and if you know him, he drove the Motown missile and was involved with Mopar from the pro stock from the early years. So he wants to do a live chat. So that's going to be killer. We're working on the video stuff for that. So thank you, Motorhead Mike. But yeah, Fords do rule, especially the Cleveland. Jim M. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, what's this say?
Can you do a deep dive into the
Tricks.
tricks of other
We got to.
manufacturers? We are doing the small block.
Let's read it.
Yeah.
Let me read a little bit louder. I'll read
To
it.
be able to complete the board.
Can you deep dive into the tricks the other manufacturers are doing to their small block cylinder heads to be able to compete with the Ford Cleveland? Let me just show you something, okay? I'll show you exactly what you're talking about. I got to find the picture, but when I do, you're going to be like, whoa, are you kidding me? Okay. Now, if you remember, Bob Glidden went to Chrysler in 1979. And he kicked ass. There's no doubt. He kicked butt. There's no doubt about that, right? Won the championship with a Chrysler. I forgot the cubic inch. you know, if it's a 360, I don't know the cubic inch, but I'm making a video on it. Now here's something that you can see that no one's probably seen. Here's what his cylinder heads look like. This is what Bob Glidden did to the Mopar cylinder heads. Check it out. Right there.
Ew.
You look up here.
They look like yellow and stuff.
So look how much epoxy has in there to get those things to flow. So when it came to the tricks, yeah, we'll be able to get a lot of tricks. I have the heads from the, let's see, it's the AMC's, Wally Booth's, and hopefully I can get him on board. So I have some, making a video of that. I have the heads on that. So let's get back to the comments and see where we are. Where are we? Is Raging Bull?
Bob.
VRM. Hey, Tim and family, listening on my commute home. Thank you.
7 o'clock.
And he lives in California, so he's 3 hours behind. So it's about, what, 4 o'clock there. So he has his own channel, VRM. He has a Mustang, I can't think, 86 or 87 Fox body with fuel injection. And he's getting that all taken care of, and that thing's a strong runner. So thanks, VRM. Raging Bull 340. That connecting rod looks huge. What does it fit? Brings me right to the next point. So what's that, hon?
I said that's a good question.
It is, because you're going to be surprised at this. I appreciate the money you gave on the live chat, Raging Bull. Like I said, all that money goes back to the DBG kitty.
Yeah.
Keep this going. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, and I want to make sure I get this straight. So Brett XAGT Coupe. So he's from Australia. Brett.
Australia. Hello, mate.
Hello, Mike. Hey, guys.
Okay.
Hello, mate. It's nice to see you today. Now, enough of that. Let's get to the point.
No.
So Brett XAGT Coupe sent me this from Australia. I get a lot of stuff from subscribers. Now look at this. I don't think anybody really knows what this is.
Ooh,
Let's
it
take him
says
off. Let's take that off. Okay. Look at this.
Can I hold it?
I'd rather not, please, because I don't want to drop it and break something. Obviously, it's a connecting rod. But here's the unique thing. You might not know what it is. What it is the Phase 4 connecting rod for a 351 Cleveland, the Phase 4 motor. I think they had the Phase 3 that was out there quite a bit. They only had a few Phase 4s. And this came from, what's that guy's name that does the racing there? I'll think of it in a minute. But he does that track that's crazy. It escapes me now. But let's show you a stock Cleveland rod. Here's a stock one. Here's this. Look at the difference in the meat at the bottom end down here, comparatively.
There's like that.
Right. Exactly. Much thicker. So that's the Ford right here. Factory phase. I'm see everything's backwards. So that's a stock one. I should know with my piston in the hand. But that's the Phase 4 connecting rod. So I appreciate it, Brett, from down under. Thank you for that. It's a unique piece, man. That's a heavy-duty Ford rod. And I'm trying to think of that guy's name that came from, but I can't think of it right now. So let me finish. So if you watch the last video I put up there, it was from Steve Toth. And that was that 793 horsepower 427 Cleveland with the trick flow heads, 225cc runners, and the matching intake. That's pretty impressive from those heads. And they don't have a lot of work done to them. He wanted me to give another shout out to Tony O'Connor from Toka Performance. Hopefully Tony will come on and we can talk a little bit. There's another person, and I'll look at it when I get a second and tell you who it was. But Steve Toth is a great builder in Australia, does a lot of super stock stuff. He likes 2-barrel motors, 2-barrel heads. He said they work well, just as good as a 4V, you know, especially on the street. You know, the big 4Vs on the street, they need a little work or the right cam to make them work great. However, 62 people.
600 people.
So that's a big shout out to you, Steve Toth. Thank you so much. What do we have next? Todd S. I'm building a Cleveland for my 69 Fairlane and a turbo modular for my 68 Cougar. Keep up the good work. Excellent. Thank you. And I'll tell you something while we're on this topic. I talked to Brian Wolf last week. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but
I know.
he used to, really, who is it?
It's a man.
See, she doesn't know. She didn't listen.
Right.
One of the important things in our family is what? Listening. Because you can't learn if you don't listen. And if your mouth's open, you're not listening. So So
Yeah,
yeah, like that.
SS. Who's SS?
Now I lost my train of thought. So everyone loves SS. Who's SS? I know somebody. He's saying something I can't remember. Okay. Yep. I do have a machine shop. There you go. Ed's machine. Excellent. Thanks, Ed.
No.
Tim, all your interviews are stellar. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stellar
Appreciate it, Will. You should see the lineup that's coming up now.
bean?
If I didn't say, I talked about Mike Fonz coming up. I have a whole list of stuff here. Let me see who I can flip somebody out.
Let's see my newspaper today.
Scott Shafroff. Now I'm calling him next week, and hopefully we can get that scheduled. He'll be on. He's a big Chevy guy from New York City, the kid from New York City, my son, the drag racer. And he raced a Mustang 2 in '77 with a Cleveland. And it's getting restored right now at Three Dog Garage. You may have heard me say that before. And I sold them some parts, and they invited our family down to do a tour. So we're going to go down there. It's in Pennsylvania. And that's Joe Grippo. You remember Joe and his wife? We met them at the track. So what else we have?
There can be 10 here.
So those are people that are saying hi to other people. Mark Freeboard. Hey, Tim and family. Good day. From down under here in South Australia.
G'day, mate.
Nice to hear that.
Did you ever have any issues with rear oil pressure line you installed?
Oh, yes.
Cleveland's till I die. Well, you know what? I've never had a problem with it. It had 23 pulls on the dyno. You saw that. No issues with oil pressure. So I can't say it helps, and I can't say it hurt. What I really should do is pull the bearings out, look at the mains and the rods. The problem is I'm kind of superstitious about that. I don't want to mess with it. Once it's running and doing, I don't want to pull the distributor. I just want to drain the oil, get it ready, and put it back in the car. And that brings me to another point. Let me show you what Lake Speed sent me.
This
Speed
weird
Diagnostics.
speed
So Lake Speed has that company, Speed Diagnostics.
Ow.
So what he sent me was a kit that I can drain the oil, get a sample, and send it to him, and he's going to examine it. I also have another sample from another engine that I had, and we're gonna send it for analysis, and then we'll do a live chat, and we'll see what it looks like. He said this is the best sample to send. Then any other ones you check after that, it gives you a better idea what's going on. So let's go to the next guy. Lot Burns.
Flatburn. Some of my favorite tubers hang out with you, Tim, and family. Hi, kids. Or are you having fun yet?
Are you having fun yet?
Are you having
Oh.
fun?
Yes.
We are having fun.
Yes.
You can see I kind of get like, I don't want to screw up, but you know what? It's one of those things where I don't really care if we mess up. Or we're having fun, and that's what I have to remember. I'm a type A kind of guy. Everything has to be perfect without any failures or any issues. And if not, I start getting like, oh, I got to get it better.
Now, what does tubers mean?
That means YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
YouTubers, tubers.
Tim Hall said,
Are you close to Steve?
Are you close to
He
see
does
more?
all kinds of neat stuff, you know.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean. Am I close? Like, do I text him every day? No. Do I call him? No. Have I texted him? Yeah, we text back and forth. In fact, I'll show you
Or
something.
maybe like related.
Let me show you something.
Ew. Also, one from.
You can
I'm
see Zeus.
back.
Let's relax.
You can see Zeus right there.
Yep, there he is. Show him. There's Zeus right there. There's my boy right there. Good boy. That's our guard dog at DBG.
He's the
Let
best
me show you
boy.
something.
No, you're covering him.
Now, when I was in Columbus, I got this. Now, this is an original cam, 427 sock motor cam. So Steve needs this to copy, so we're going to send it to him. Now, this is an XE cam, but I can't. Can you read that number? XE.
XE
1,
1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2.
Okay, one
1,
person at a time,
2.
please.
No, I want to do it. I want to do it.
1,
X.
2.
I get to do it. X E 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2.
Right, there it is. Invaluable piece right here. Unobtainium. So we're going to get this copied. So yeah, I do talk to him. We have talked about doing another chat maybe. He's just such a high-end builder, and he's so busy.
This guy had a question.
Okay. Mr. Will's dying breed. Hi, Tim. I have a question for you. If you were building a Fox body Mustang to race a small tire 2810.5, which motor would you build? You know, if you really want to know the truth, I'd build a Cleavor. You know, if you really want to be competitive in that class, well, yeah, I'd say, and I hate to say it because it's almost sacrilege, but for dependability right now, you want the best results, put a Cleavor. A Windsor block with a Cleveland head, you know. I'm not a real fan of the Windsor heads, inline stuff. The high port stuff's pretty nasty and can be, but I think the Cleavor with either a AFD or CHI head,
A 1, 2, 3, 4.
a Higgins head, something like that, you better watch out, boys. So thanks, Mr. Will's Diary. Alaina, can you do me a favor and go over that table and get that orange cloth that I can wash my hand off, please? James Ford, working on the Cleveland-headed Jeep engine and listening to DGB, priceless.
Which table? This table?
Over there around the, yep. Thank you, James Ford. Now listen to this. Here's another little tidbit.
This one?
There was a 6-cylinder Cleveland head that was listed on the Cleveland Facebook page that was on there. So I messaged the guy and talked to him, and we made a deal. I traded him some stuff for it. So he's going to ship that to me. So I have a 6-cylinder Cleveland head. And with that, I think we're going to build a 6-cylinder Cleveland headed 306.
Oh, another one.
Another engine that goes on the list, because if this is what we're going to do, then we're going to do it. And that's how I look at it. I just got to keep going. So one of the things that will come with that head, I'm hoping, and I've talked to him before, but he's a very busy person, is Bruce Sizemore. If you guys remember Bruce, he raced that Cleveland-headed 6-cylinder in that Maverick way back when. So I'd love to get him on there. Dave Norman, a Phase 4 rod, that is a collector piece. Yes, thank you. It really is. And it came from that guy's car that drives in Bathurst. What is his name? He's older.
Someone commented if you.
Yeah, listen, Dave Norman, you know who I'm talking about, that racer that won Bathurst so many times. I can't think of his name, but it came out of his engine, I believe. Brett told me. Todd S. I follow Brian and Evan closely. Brian engineered the Godzilla, and that's what we're gonna. I must have went off topic, but yeah, he's going to be on here. We're going to talk about the Cobra Jet Mustangs. We're going to talk about the Godzilla with 6 mains. Now that is an engine that's unbelievable. So yeah, he'll be on here next week. Michael Thompson. Tim, what about the 40 Ford Coupe? Mom, what do you think about the coupe in the garage?
You
Not
have to get
good.
working on it so it
Because
can get moved
he
out
does
of the
not.
garage.
Right, so your Mustang can get in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you,
Dad, because Dad, he needs to be working on it right now.
right.
Comment
thing
down
is-
below.
The thing is, I have so much going on, and with work and family, it's hard for me to keep everything going. But I do feel that there's time that I've wasted, as my wife will say, "You've wasted time. Did you make a video today?" And I say, "No, I kind of filmed some stuff." So she said, "You better get your butt moving and turn up the wick," and that's what I've been doing. So
There's that one.
Well, you have a lot of videos.
Game
You
Ford.
do a lot of videos.
I know you do a lot of videos and like you
1
have like a
minute.
lot of them.
Posted.
Yeah,
you mean I post a lot?
you should make more
No.
shorts.
Oh, shorts.
Yeah, not until February 1st.
I like tomorrow.
Right. I already have them all lined up.
Okay, what's next?
So
Oh,
let's finish with that 40 Ford Coupe
Stainless
question.
steel,
So anyways,
please.
so yeah, I got to get that done. Now, my buddy has one that I think we're going to try to work out a deal on that's already finished. So I'd sell that 40 Ford Coupe and all the parts that go with it, have a car that's already finished, then I can get moving on it. The problem is it has an original Chevy ZL1 427 all aluminum big block in it. It's beautiful with it, but I would definitely want to take that out and either build a clone Camaro or sell the ZL1 and put an all aluminum Cleveland in it. 850 horsepower would be nice. Please pay attention.
I'm going to sleep.
You can't sleep.
Yeah, I can. I can sleep right here.
All right, so that's, stainless steel SS. Next.
Oh, yeah, stainless steel. Okay, thanks, Ken.
Simple.
Hi, do you build engines for customers? Not telling. No, I've never really built anything for anybody.
Maybe he's new.
Well, I don't know if he's new.
He may-
But people ask me to build transmissions for him too, because I can build trannies, and me and my 7-year-old have got to get that thing torn apart. Problem is, I don't want to end up with, if I did something wrong and then there's a problem, I don't want that liability and that issue. So I only really do my own stuff. You know, I was a mechanic before I went into medicine, so I worked up until in the later 80s when fuel injection was first coming out, the Chrysler 2.2 stuff. But
Is it-
no, I don't. Who knows? Maybe I will build an
You
engine
never
for
know.
someone.
Isn't Alaina gonna make a video with you tearing apart the engine?
The transmission.
The transmission.
Yep, we started on it. We have to finish it because I want that Cougar done by before the end of March.
Okay, what about?
What about
William Rose. What about Brian Wolf? Well, Brian Wolf, it's WOLFE, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be here. I'm trying to schedule him in next week. So he's going to come in. He was out of town. So we're going to get him in to talk about the Cobra Jets and the Godzilla.
All right, so go ahead.
Oh,
George Dreesh. Two-barrel and lower performance heads generally have more material to remove, less areas to fill. Exactly. The problem is with the Cleveland is it's so big, the velocity is low. You know, remember, who cares about the flow numbers? They really don't mean a lot. It's the velocity that makes your car go. And you get that, the more air and fuel you get in that chamber, the more power you're going to make. So yeah, you got a good point. What?
On that one.
What?
This
Oh, sure, show it to him now.
there, I made that. I think that's it.
Well, tell them what you made.
I made Dad Don't Play. You were the best dad ever.
Right.
Dad, don't play.
Dad don't play. See, Dad's very strict, as you can probably tell. I'm very, you know, I expect when I want something done, I want it done then. I don't want no back talk. I don't want waiting. I want it done then. In return, when you listen and do what you're told, then you get benefits. You get to do things. You get privileges.
Teddy
You earn them.
Gunshot, Rusty Glitton.
You know what? He is. He's going to come on soon. Again, it's all these people I've got to talk to and got to get him scheduled. Warren Johnson's another one that I want to get going. I talked to him. He said he's ready to go. I'm going to call him maybe tomorrow. He's the kind of guy, though, you got to call him early in the morning or late at night. He doesn't like to be bothered during the day because he's working. Tim, any plans to have Ben Almeida on? He's a Ford guy, and you probably know I've learned a lot. Yeah, I've already got him on the list. I mean, I've got a list of, you'd have to see the people here. List, you can't even see it. Yeah, it's worthless.
A lot.
A lot of people that I've got
Really?
scheduled that I've called. So yeah,
There's
definitely.
only 54.
The I'll tell you who I just talked to today. Al Joniak. Now he raced for Rice and Holman Mustangs. He had the back car with a injected 427 Camry. He was a Ford factory racer. I talked to him today. He wants to be on, so we're going to do a live chat with him.
Everyone wants to be on your channel.
They do. It's unbelievable. Let's stick with one at a time,
I will
please.
go
There's
with
that
it.
guy.
We just talked about that.
You mentioned Brian Wolf.
You mentioned Brian.
Right. Remember, we just talked about that he's going to be on. He's going to be on maybe next week. I just got to schedule him. Just Mopar Joe. Hey, Tim and crew. Family first. Almost supper time here. Wanted to stop in and say hi. Thanks, Joe. That's Joe Williams. So he has Just Mopar Joe. That's a great YouTube channel. You know, he's a Mopar guy.
You should watch it.
I do watch it. You know, but we talked the other day. He was asking me about questions. Please don't rock that. I don't want this to fall. About Mopars. He's got a little dyno challenge, and he's got a 400 that he's got with a tunnel ram and 2 4s. And he's got a thing on there to guess the horsepower. And you win tickets to the No Name Nationals. He's asked me if I wanted to go. He was going to call me out, but I don't know if I'm going to go yet. You know, I just can't say yet. It's too early. Can you please listen?
I am.
Okay. Rolling Thunder. Enjoy your show and talking about Ford Cleveland Pro Stocks. Missed the days when Bob Glidden and Lee Shepard ruled the track, going back and forth for the NHR Pro Stock Championship. Man, that's what I was born in, that year 75. Although you were born in when?
74.
Yes. I wasn't born in 75. I was 10 in 75. You were born in 74. So I'm a little older than my wife. So yeah, I do love those times. So I appreciate that. And I'll tell you a story. My old engine builder I went to today, Bob Beach. If you're watching, Bob, it's good to see you. So he was telling me that he went to Bob Glidden's pits. He knows Bob. He bought his EXP. And one of the amazing things that he told me is he was there when he was pulling off a valve cover from one of his Clevelands. And he said, you know what? That thing was totally black. Like it had 100,000 miles on it. The whole valve cover was caked with blackness. And it was all moly. And I said, so what do you mean? He said, yeah, you know what he meant? He didn't run any oil up the top. There was no oil at the top all over the valves, or excuse me, the valve springs, the top of the valves, the roller rockers, nothing. It was all impregnated with moly, gobs of moly grease in there. He learned by not getting oil up to the top and reducing the windage, he picked up that horsepower. That's something that nobody knows. I'm going to make a video on that because I doubt many people are going to watch this live chat and hear that. So people like to hear that. James Ford, I would love to talk to Bruce Sizemore about my Jeep engine. Thanks for putting me in touch with Sherman Sly. You're welcome. Sherman Sly was the first guy to make the Cleveland 6-cylinder. And if you listen, please don't lean on that. So if you listen, he tells you how he did it. 12 hours of having that thing in an oven while he heated up and welded. So it's pretty crazy. There it is. It does sound pretty good. It's only like 5 to 1 or 10 to 1. I actually called Tim and we had a good, there you go. I told him what it's going to make. I made a guess. Tim, what do you do in medicine or at the hospital?
He's a PA.
He's a PA, physician assistant.
I'm a physician. I said it. I'm a physician. I'm a physician assistant for the last 25 years. So I'm going to make a video and I'm going to tell you it's coming up and it's going to be related to this. And it's going to be, I'm going to call it like, who is DragBoss? What does he know about back pain? So I'm going to do a lecture on back pain and I'm going to start another channel, Ed, on medicine and physician assistants. I had a bunch of surgeons and doctors that want to be on it. So
Don't forget to subscribe.
yeah, when I make it. And I'll make the first video here to see what you guys think because, you know, everybody, I guarantee everybody on this right now, there's 53 people on here, every one of you have or had back pain. And I'm going to tell you all about it, the good, the bad, and how to treat it. So we'll get to that. Hey, Tim, the entire family present. Yes, B&R Racing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because you know what? A family that does videos together stays together, right?
Yes.
Races together stays together. I like, go ahead, Alaina.
Just subscribe to DVG and comment down below if DVG is cool.
Right. And I'll tell you, one of the things I learned today from Dr. Ron Burgess sent me an email. And I always say DBG because it has a good flow. You know, it's free to click DBG. You know what I mean? Right. He said to call it DragBoss Garage from now on for a while. You want that name out there, DragBoss Garage, not DBG. So that's good advice, Dr. Ron, and that's what we're going to do.
DBG stands for DragBoss Garage.
You know, and I have a lot of little quotes. You're always learning something new at DBG.
Oh, wait, I made that picture.
That's right. You can't really see it over there, but.
And stay tuned.
And stay tuned. Yep. And it's always free to click to subscribe to DBG. Didn't come out perfect, but I have it in my head, but I'm not thinking. Tim fixes engines one day and hearts. You know what? I'll tell you something.
Close.
I'm in the ER now, emergency medicine, for the last 10 years. But I did do open heart surgery, cardiac surgery, and lung surgery for 13 years. I did open heart surgery. So I think people don't really know what you do. And once you tell them different things, they're going to be like, whoa, that guy does that. You know, and I feel good that I know all this stuff because I was brought up to maximize your brain and read. And I'm the same with my kids. We don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV in 14 years. The kids really don't watch TV.
And we never, except when we do movies.
A
Like
movie?
Shrek.
That's fine.
You guys should all watch Shrek.
But we don't watch TV. The internet, the what is it, iPads and all that, we try to limit them to 2 hours just because that stuff's like crack cocaine. They do that stuff. They have withdrawal when they get off it. They get attitudes. And I don't need that stuff. So yeah, thank you.
Oldsmobile, the DRC engine control, the aftermarket parts that's available today because it's all straight back with them.
Yep. I'll start from the Cleveland, really, if you think about it. Even Darren was saying that about the DRCE cylinder head. And in fact, Larry Olson, who did all of Warren Johnson's porting, if you saw, he had an interview on here. He was a big deal with the DRCE engine too, and it's impressive. So thanks, Jerry Whaley. I appreciate it.
I want to do one just for a second.
No.
No, okay.
That one?
No.
No.
Up.
Oh, up right there?
I'm just gonna relax.
Here, back.
I'd like to see them in order though. Okay.
Love the drawing. Dad is the best.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Wills.
That is the best.
Dying Breed Garage. I just, you know what, Andrea and I are just those parents that are, we do a lot of family things. That's families first. We don't care about TV. We don't care about going out to eat
Well, we.
because there's no place good to eat in Sandusky, Ohio.
I like to eat, but
Not one good restaurant, I'll tell you the truth.
Use your,
a smoke bar.
yours are.
Go ahead, Mom. Why don't you read it?
Us smoke bar guys appreciate you and other brand name underdog.
Thank you. Now wait, Greg, check this out. You see this back here? Show them. Right there. Yep. That's a magnesium tunnel ram for a Hemi.
You can see Zeus back.
Okay? It's got to go. You want to buy it? It's got to go. I paid $1,500 for it. Give me an offer. Any
Buy
Mopar guys out there? Get rid of it. I was going to build a Hemi, and right now I need to liquidate it. So if you're interested,
You
let me
guys-
know, Greg
You
McDonald.
guys can either comment down below or email Dad,
Yep.
and you guys like auction kind of.
I don't know.
Daddy,
Not like-
biting
You look
this.
like
Okay, let's not let Sue spike that.
Yeah.
Okay?
There's
We'll open that up in a little bit. Michael Thompson, Tim, there were a few Cleveland racers in the short track wars in the 70s. Some did very well against big block Chevys. You know what? They really did until they got rid of cannon valve HEVs for the most part that I see. One-Eyed Cat, No Name Nationals. Went last year as a spectator, taking my 62 440 Valiant to participate this year. Great time.
That's a funny name.
One-Eyed Cat. Yep. Let's leave that on for a second so we can talk about it. So yes, I don't know if we're going to go there. It's in Sykeston, Missouri. You know, with us, our family, it's kind of tough to go there. But, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things I just can't say. I would like to go there, and we have 2 cars that could potentially be ready. It'd be nice if we took both of them. My wife drove one. You can drive a stick, can't you?
that's my first car.
Yeah. Can you make it wheel stand?
I
Drop
don't
that
want wheels
clutch?
in, I just want to cruise.
All right. It'd be nice to talk about those roundy round engines sometime. You know what? I'm working on a thing with Bill and Ernie Elliott, if you want to know the truth. So that could be coming to fruition. But yeah, I don't know a lot about roundy round engines, other than, you know, you want them pulling out of that corner. You let off to slow down, and then you want them pulling out of that corner hard. So it's kind of hard with those big ports of a Cleveland, but you fill them in or use a 2-barrel Cleveland head, you got something going there. Tim Miller, hi.
Hello.
All right, read that.
You should get a vintage
Pontiac.
car, Tim, to add to your collection. Experience low and mid-range Pontiac
V8 powered.
Done tight. Drive anywhere with the family. A trip on the wild side.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I'll
I
tell
like
you-
wild side.
I'll tell you a story. There's a guy, his name was Jim, but I can't think of his last name now.
Jim Bob.
Carpenter maybe. But he was in Baldwinsville, New York, and he had a 70 GTO with a 400 in it. I'm telling you, that thing scared the bejesus out of me. It was built as a street car, and that's the thing about people that are building street cars. Is if you're going to build a street car, you don't put a cam in it with 270 degrees duration, because it's just not going to be a good plan. You want something at a 225 or 238 where it works. That power band is right in that area. You're not going to be driving $6 grand or $7 grand on the passenger highways for the most part, unless you're going on on-ramp. But stoplight to stoplight, you want all that power in low right in that area, man. You want it to set you in the seat and almost break your neck. So yeah, Pontiac power, baby. Matt Strong was another guy that had one. Rodney Overfeld. Hello, Tim and family from Missouri. First timer here. Welcome, Rodney.
Welcome.
Missouri.
Missouri, yeah, baby.
What's
So I hope you like and subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel because I'm going to bring you.
Subscribe.
I'm going to bring you so much stuff. Wait till you see towards the end. I'll read the people that are committed already.
Don't
So-
touch that.
I don't want them eating that oil pan.
Ew, there's oil in it.
Jerry Whaley, hey, did you see the Likens Motorsport video on your Cleveland engine? Well, yeah, he asked me about it. He said, Tim, your channel's doing really well. You must be doing something right. I said, I'm working hard at it. I'm trying to bring variety and stuff that people have never seen before. So he asked me about the Cleveland engine that I got from him, that 354. It's been sitting for 5 years. So I said, Brent, why don't you come on and do a live chat? He says, I will. Let me make a video on this to kind of give some information on it. Because I didn't remember all the specs that it had. 6,200 connecting rods. That's a long rod. No, 6,400 connecting rod. So talk about a long arm and some torque.
Okay, this one's a good one.
Okay. Yes on the back
Yes, on
page.
the back
Oh
page.
yeah. Listen, I'll tell you this. If anybody's listening to this, I had a herniated disc way back in 2016. I won't get into that. It reoccurred in October this year to the point where I was in tears. I mean, I never had pain like this. I had to go to the ER and get an injection in my back, and it was the worst pain ever. And I've recovered from that with physical therapy and all my little tricks. And I'm going to tell you what they are. So we'll get to that video. So yeah, I appreciate that. I think it's Ken. Teddy, is that Ken? Your first name is Ken, I think, right? Anomalous is Greg, I believe.
Comment down below for you.
All right.
Okay.
Please comment down below.
Ed's machine. On my channel, Tim, I have a dyno run with a 634 with DRC heads. You can hear it run.
You should
I'll check it out. Ed.
check his chair. Everyone check his chair.
Because think about that, 634 cubic inches. That's insane, man.
Wow.
I love it. Now, I will tell you this. A guy called me today. I got to think of his name now. Terry Strange. He called me today and said, listen, Tim, I have all these old Pro Stock parts I'd like to work out a deal with you, including a short block, heads out the yin yang. And he has a lot of old Ford Pro Stock stuff, E500 stuff.
Wait, there's Zeus.
Well, hello, Zeus. Hello, bud.
Izzy.
He's such
Let
a
me
good
see
dog.
All right. Next.
Okay?
Oh wait, hold on. Look at this.
No. Go right down the line.
Well, everybody wants their chance. Tim.
Tim
Hey,
also,
Eric
what-
McMahon, Tim Halston, when you get to the hospital, do they ever gripe about you having grease on your fingernails? No. Actually, you want to know what? As a mechanic, I never wore gloves. My hands are always beat up, dirty all
Did you
the
say that
time.
you gave birth too?
Yep, all the time. But now I wear gloves. I'm like a glove guy. Rubber gloves. I don't know. They just help me
Oopsie.
work better with them. So yeah, I try not to.
Yeah,
really
when
work.
I do art, I wear gloves too.
Yep.
Because you forget
That's
to
funny,
all
thank
over
you. If I only owned a Hemi, well, this is your time to get it. You might as well buy the intake now and then get the rest of it later.
One say?
Which brings up
$100.
another fact. Ronnie Kirkpatrick, he's been on here quite a bit. He's a big supporter. He is a big Hemi guy. He's got like 3 or 4 Richard Petty Hemis. He's got Roy Hill's Pro Stock Duster that had nitrous in it that was built by Petty Enterprises. He's going to come on a live chat, and we're going to make a road trip to see him. So that'll be awesome.
Dad, can we do that
Hold
one?
on, no,
Let's just
we're
relax.
going down the row because everyone wants to turn.
Tom Willie, any update on the Ford Pro Stock head running this year in NHR Pro Stock? I don't know. I've talked to Darren about it, and the guys that have it, I haven't heard anything about it since then. The JC51, which there's a great live chat on here.
Chat.
Chat. It's a live chat
I like chalk.
Chalk.
where they we talk about the evolution and buildup of that engine. So I can't tell you right now, but I can look into it and we'll find out. In fact, why don't you write that down, Alaina? Here's a pen. Let's have her write down stuff that we need to write. So write about Pro Stock engine for Morgan. Go ahead.
So,
Just do pro.
Go ahead.
Right here, pro.
Next
stock.
question, please.
hang on.
We're cutting down. There are only 44 people here.
Wow.
It was up at 60, so we must be boring. Keep going.
No.
Pro.
Mr. Will's dying breed.
How do you
Definitely
say
will
it, Mom?
tune into your back pain videos. I have 3 herniated discs. I may have to get a fusion surgery that I'm really afraid of. Trying to do everything, avoid surgery. Listen, like I said, I did 13 years of cardiac surgery. I have at least 25 to 30 years of operating. I've been in an operating room for 30 years. I used to scrub operations and then all the surgeries I've done. I've done every surgery that you can name at least twice, from brain craniotomies, brain surgery, back surgery, every abdominal surgery, orthopedic surgery, heart surgery, lung surgery, everything. So anybody who's got questions, that's what I was going to do on that PA channel is do a consulting thing. But there's a lot of liability, but you have to put a disclaimer and then you can do that. But you ever want to know stuff, I can tell you. Get my email. It's thpa351@gmail.com.
Hey,
You
Dad.
Yes.
Can I read the next one?
If you wait, I can answer any question you want, and maybe I can get you to stop and not have surgery. If you got radiculopathy, the pain coming down your leg, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you definitely want physical therapy.
Definitely.
Oh, there, he's
Why
another
don't
guy
you read that, Andrea? What's it
Okay.
say?
No, I want to do it.
Okay.
Tim, can you do the difference between the head gaskets and compression chains to the thicker?
I mean, I don't know that in my head off the top of your head, but like, just for example, my 409 Cleveland runs a 41,000 head gasket, and it's 13.3 to 13.3. So I think what you're asking is, if you put, 50,000s on it, what are you going to lose for compression? Which is probably going to bring it down to 13 or something off the top of my head. So I'll tell you who really has all the stuff you want to see is Wallace Calculators. That guy has more racing calculators you could shake a stick at. I always refer to that kind of thing. But if that's what you're talking about, Tim, put a note of that, please, and we can do a little investigation.
What do you want to do?
Just put down head gasket thickness and compression ratio. That'll keep her busy. Keep going.
How do you spell head?
Just sound it out.
Lot Burns worked for Pontiac in 62. Awesome cars and engines. Yeah, that's nice. 62, they had the lightweight.
That was like
What was that
million
car?
years
Lightweight,
ago.
not Bonneville. Can't think of the name, but it was they had the Swiss cheese frame, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I love the old Pontiacs. I love the GTO. Great car. So yep, we'll see what we can do. R-Dub Falco. Would be cool to see a max effort Windsor versus a Cleveland NASCAR aspirate. You know what? I'll tell you. That's a tough thing to say if you're talking about a regular stock Cleveland block. I'd do it. I'd put my money up to it and try it. I got them living up to 8,200. So the secret is where you want to make your power. But yeah, it would be a cool video to make.
I want to do this one.
Tim, come to Missouri Drags. Is that Sykeston, Missouri? Tim, let me know.
Tim Miller, that's your name.
John B. I'm doing a 351 100% street car, 73 Cougar convertible. That's heavy. Cobra Jet spec, roller cam, 9.5 open chamber air gap, long tube sports stuffer. That car, let me think about that. So just a convertible, that car is going to weigh about 3,800 pounds. Roller cam, 9.5. I'd like to see it be a little bit higher compression, man, really, with those port stuffers. If you make that thing 10.5, you're going to see a big difference compared to 9.5. So think about that. Whether you cut the head down a little bit, but port stuffers will make that thing a whole different animal, that's for sure. Yes, Alaina.
Can I do the next one, Dad?
No, this one is the best one ever. Look
No.
at that.
Go ahead, Ben. Go, Alaina.
Okay, Dad.
Read it.
Ronald Burgess.
Yep.
$100.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Ron, thank you for the support for DBG. I'm telling you, it means a lot to us. It really does. The things I'm going through right now, and that makes a big difference. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Back pain is not fun. Been okay
for 2 years.
For
Yep.
2 years.
I don't think it ever goes away.
I'll tell you a story quick. So I had that bad back pain. I mean, I had it down to my leg. That's called radiculopathy. And I had foot drop, where your foot starts to lose muscle strength and the reflexes. That's getting nerve damage. That pain going down your leg is the nerve pain. I ended up doing physical therapy, and after hard physical therapy, I got better. And basically for 4 years, I had no pain at all. Almost 4.5 years. And I said, I don't need any physical therapy anymore, because I did those exercises twice a day. I stopped doing them in February of 22. By October of 22, I couldn't walk. Remember?
Yeah, just
Oh,
one
yeah.
day.
So we'll tell you about that back pain. Let me do one other thing. That's a lot of money that he contributed, and I want to give him his recognition, because that's not, not to put down anybody else's, but that's phenomenal, and it just blows me away when people do that. It shows that they have confidence in me, in the channel DragBoss Garage, because he's the one that told me, don't just call it DVG all the time. And I do that because it's easy to spell. It comes on my phone easy. But really, I want you to know it as DragBoss Garage, not DVG.
DragBoss.
Right. And people say, well, who is Drag? Where'd that come from? Well, that's me, DragBoss, and I've been that's been my screen name since 2002.
Wait, Dad.
I remember
When
your
I was
first
on-
video, and then you said, "Oh, I should make a YouTube channel." And then you started posting more videos, and then it all blew up, and now you have 13,800 subscribers.
Well, only 765, but
Well,
that's close.
It's close.
My goal is 25,000 by March 5th, I told my wife.
And me.
So, and you and Alaina, yes.
Nice.
Dad, imagine if you were a little boy and then you made up that when you get a YouTube channel. And this is a funny one. Imagine if I told this to mom last night, if you were a little boy, you would have no beard and the same clothes and hair.
What's that?
A mini
She's
Tim.
basic.
If I had a little boy?
No, if you were a little boy
You probably
again.
look the same.
Oh, yeah.
Without a beard.
You want to know something? This shirt right here, I probably had for about
Gross.
25 years. I'm not cheap. I just don't I have the same shirts from 1975. I
You're
just wear the
rich.
same thing. I just wear the same clothes. Yeah, right.
You're rich. You are.
Yeah, right.
Zeus.
Rich with family and love, and that's what I'm rich with. And
That's what counts.
that's all that counts. Thoughts on OC with thoughts on open chamber 4-barrel heads with Price Motorsport plates for mild street build. Let me think about this for a second. The problem that you're going to have with that, John B, is one, open chamber heads, they do make power. There's no doubt about it. But what you're losing is that quench and that flame front. For them to perform the best, those big ports, regardless of the port plates, that combustion chamber is a hindrance. But you can do it. You put those port plates on, and you're talking about the exhaust port plates, I think. Is that what you're talking about? Cutting the heads off for that? If you are, that thing will cook. So,
What about?
George Dries, how about some background on your wife? What does she do besides wrangle you and the 2 fireballs? Okay, Mom, it's up to you. You got the floor. That way I can drink some water.
I'm not a fireball.
This fireball.
I work at a hospital doing materials management for surgery supplies, and I've been there actually 25 years.
25.
And basically, my family.
And wrangle the 2 fireballs.
and
I like
yes,
that.
Actually, wrangle
That
4
should be our nickname.
fireballs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
wait, hold on. Let me.
There he is. There he wants to be
There he
part of the
is.
program, huh, bud?
There he is.
He's the best little guy. I'll tell you.
I want to see.
We
Oh, it's
in let's see, December 25th, Christmas night, we said, was
No,
it
it was
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
birthday.
We said,
He was born on Christmas
we said,
Eve.
you know what? He's doing so well. Maybe we'll be able to keep him out of the crate at that in maybe 18 months,
Oh,
a
yeah.
year and a half. He's like this. All I do is say, crate, give him the crate. Boom. He
Oh.
at bedtime, he goes right there. He doesn't never falter. He does exactly what he's told. He's
Oh.
so obedient.
I want to tell a story after you say
Okay.
stuff.
So
Me too.
I don't know what happened that night. He was just sleeping on the floor. You know what? We left him out. He's been out ever since.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
if he's not protecting DBG during the day, he's there all night. So it's good work.
okay, so what I was going to tell you is that, well, we usually would like leave him out at night, but when Mom would leave, he would go in his cage for work, for Mom work. But now, since he basically broke out of his cage, it's like kind of broken on the top, so we don't put him in a lot. He just like stays out forever now. 'Cause
Right.
He's a good boy.
Right. He
Yeah.
is. He is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let's finish what Mom does. So Mom works at the hospital where I used to work. That's how I met her. And what she does is order all the supplies, all the contracts for the operating room, right? And in fact, why don't you grab that knee prosthesis up there, Alaina, by the bear? We'll show them what a knee prosthesis looks like. Yeah.
That metal thing.
Yep. Can you reach it? And I'll look at the next question.
This one. I want.
Tim Miller, yes, thanks. You have a wonderful family.
Okay, let's-
I appreciate it. Okay.
Oopsie.
Here's where we have an issue.
Careful. Here.
Settle down.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, everyone's got to be in the limelight, and let go, please. And everyone can't be in the limelight. So relax. They all want to touch the mouse and pick up the questions, and you just can't.
Okay, go
So look at this. So this is a total knee prosthesis. This is actually for a revision. After you have a knee and they have to redo it, they used to use a stem like this. So
Can
this
they
is,
get bigger?
yeah, they all come in all different sizes depending on your size of your femoral condyles. But this actually came out of a patient. You can see the wear marks on it if you look at it. I don't know if
Wait,
you'll be
let
able to
me
see it. I'll see if you can see
What'd
it.
you get that from?
A patient.
Yeah, I took it out of a patient.
Ew, where?
It was a long time ago. I
Let me see.
sterilized
I
it.
can-
But yeah, that's what they look like. So
Where's the
the wear marks are there. So anyways, you know, I have a heart valve over there. I'm going to open up on maybe a
Hey,
short
Dad,
because people never saw a heart valve before. So
Dad,
kinda
can I
cool.
tell him something?
what are you going to tell them?
It's another story about Zeus. So when we first got him, when we put him in his cage, he was whining, and then when he was in there, we kept on saying shh to Zeus, and then he finally stopped whining, and then he was
Sleeping.
and then he was sleeping. Like right now, he's whining, and then he was
getting no
waking
attention.
up, and then he went to sleep all by himself in his own cage.
Yep.
The first day we got him.
See-
That's definitely going to be a training
And he
video.
It is.
also-
And see what she's trying to say is
Crate
this.
training.
Is crate training. Here's what we learned with our
Very
kids. And I don't know, you guys up here all have kids.
Not
I
all
sus-
of us.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
How about this? See, if I
Most
say
of
anything
them-
that's not
Most
perfect,
of you guys
they
have
correct
kids.
me. So I just have to go, okay.
Most of you guys have.
A lot of guys on this channel that are watching, subscribers, have kids. So one of the things that we learned as parents is that, you know, they go up to bed or they whine or cry at night to go to bed. What we learned is let them cry to sleep. Because if you go up there and say hi and hey, calm down and blah, 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 then that conditions them to get into that habit where they know that they can control you by crying and then you'll be up there. With a dog, what we did, the first night we had him, we put him in the crate and he cried for about 45 minutes,
20, yeah,
an hour.
45,
We just
45.
let him go. We're used to the kids crying, so it didn't bother us. And you know what? That's the best thing you can ever do for a
I
dog.
don't cry.
Because then when you put them in there, they know the crying doesn't make you come and get them out. And then they learn to adapt, and that's how it works. So
Yeah.
that'll be part of my training video. Please don't do that.
2 knees.
Oh, wow.
2 knee surgeries, 2 rotator cuff surgery, kidney stone removal. Yeah, I know all about pain. I've done
Wow.
tons of knee surgeries, a lot of rotator cuff
Yeah.
stuff. I can tell you how to get through rotator cuff tendonitis. Kidney stones, I see them all the time in the ER. So yeah, kidney stone is probably the most painful thing.
Kidney stones.
Doesn't
If you
mean
get a kidney stone, you can take ibuprofen, take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and 1,000 of Tylenol. That's the best pain medication you're going to get without an opiate. So remember, what I'm telling you, don't sue me because this is for educational purposes only.
Yes, don't sue Dad.
Hey, Dad. I want to read this one. Physical
Definitely.
therapy for back has been a
Part of our.
part of your lifestyle.
It has to be. If you have a herniated disc and you get better, you're never going to stay better unless you do the physical therapy exercise. And I'll tell you the key ones to do when I do the back pain. So yeah, you're right, R. Falco.
Kidney stone.
Body core, yep.
It's important R&R racing. It's important to maintain body core strength, Tim. If I get a beer gut, back pain comes back. I don't drink no alcohol. I don't drink no more alcohol. Too old now at 53. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm an alcoholic, and I'll tell you right on here because I'm glad to say it. I've been sober for 14 years now, going on 14 years. You know, it changed my life. I was the kind of guy, I won't get into it, but you're exactly right. And I'm not saying you guys can't drink because I can care less. But when I drank, I used to go in the garage, have a couple beers, get some stuff. The next thing I know, I just wanted to drink. I never got nothing done, and it caused a lot of issues. So definitely, you're right.
It all
That-
does take a part.
oh, especially once you're in your 50s. When you're in your 20s, you can survive
Right. You can stay up for a minute.
that. Stay up all night.
Like
I
on
love
New Year's Eve, we
snail-
stayed up.
Hearing-
5341. What did it say, Mom?
I love hearing the little tricks, secret tricks in racing.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
And I'm going to do another video too if you guys are interested. You know, I told you before the Cougar, which is sitting back here under wraps. John Calvert used my car in 1997 to make the monoleaf springs for Mustangs and Cougars. Him and I are buddies. I did a few things on how to get wheel stands on your car with Calvert springs and Caltrax. And I have a lot more little tricks. So I'm going to make a video on that, the secret to wheel stands, how you can get them. Because I can tell you a lot of little secrets.
Dad, this whole page fell off.
Okay. Bob McAllister. Hey, boss man. Do you know how much to machine off rocker posts when cutting it down for studs and guide plates for Cleveland's? You know what I do? but not off the top of my head. I can put a diagram up on my community page. It's in the Ford Motorsports catalog. I want to say it's like 3/8 of an inch or something, but I don't know off the top of my head. But if you want to know, write that down, please.
Okay, what do you want
So
to
just
write
put down rocker.
Rocker, how do you
Yep.
spell that?
Just put rocker studs,
Rocker
Okay, just
studs?
spell it
Just start it down here.
and I'll know what it
Yeah,
means.
rocker stud.
Yep, screw in rocker studs. Jerry Whale, I've watched some of those surgeries. The knee surgery is actually the most. Yeah, you know, if you think about it, if you see them, you're actually using, they don't call them hammers, they're called mallets. And they don't use chisels, they're called osteotomes, but they're really hammer and chisels.
They
For the
look
most
so
part.
scary though.
They do. And I have one over there. We'll show you. I collected so much surgical stuff, it's not even funny. But
Ew.
let's stick with that one.
Sorry.
So what they do now to do that knee, now it's all jigs. It was way back in the day, but now it's almost to robotics where they have the Da Vinci. Is that the Da Vinci they
The
use?
Da Vinci's the rope, yeah.
They use the Da Vinci. It's a robotic surgical tool, we'll say. It can do heart surgery, which is another story. I'll tell you about that. But also can do some knee surgery to make the cuts because they cut off the femoral condyle into like angles so that prosthesis fits well. Then they use methyl methacrylate, a glue, to glue the prosthesis to the bone.
Where does this part?
That's the stem.
So
Goes inside
These are the
the
femoral
bone.
condyles. It goes like
inside
this.
the bone?
This is the top of your leg, the femur.
So,
The
like, right
femur
here.
Right,
right there.
right.
Bob,
And that bone cement works on fixing a carburetor ear because I've done it before. It only lasted about 6 months and then it broke again. But anyways,
I have
Bob
had
McAllister.
both of those.
I've had both hips replaced in the last 2 years and doing great. I was back to- yes.
To work in
2
to
weeks.
work 2
Yep.
weeks.
Oh, yeah.
after-
The only problem with a hip surgery is you got to remember about external rotation, internal rotation. You don't want to keep your legs straight. You don't want to be bending your knee over. You'll get a dislocation. And those are hard to get back into place in the ER. They're not always that easy.
And that's awesome, 2 weeks after
Yeah.
surgery.
This
Well,
one.
day one, they start you walking. At least we did.
Within 24
Listen,
hours.
when I did orthopedics, that was 2000. I started orthopedic practice. So that was 23 years ago. And our patients were up from hip or knee with the first day.
This one.
Make sure, the thing you got to go back to that. The caution that you have to think about, Bob, is make sure you got to worry about blood clots, DVTs, when you
What's
have
a
knee
blood
surgery.
clot?
Okay? So I don't know if you're on, if you're not on baby aspirin or some type of anticoagulation, make sure you take at least a baby aspirin for a few weeks or talk to your doctor. You don't want a DVT.
This one's cute.
Zeus, the DragBoss canine. Yep, he sure is.
Let me see.
He's down there chewing his bone.
VEUS, the DragBoss
All right.
Kinder.
It's canine.
Great evening, you two, and you and your family. I am sorry for being late. I will watch it again afterwards.
You don't have to be sorry for
So
being late.
John Elliott is a subscriber and a friend, and he's from Pennsylvania. I forgot the name, Seven Fields or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's an adjective for his town, but the whole town comes there and watches DragBoss Garage.
Oh, it's just,
Yeah, that's
Oh, is that
John.
the guy that you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, they save the videos and they all get together with a big TV and they all sit and watch DragBoss Garage. But some of the key members had been sick and they just got out of the hospital. So I hope they feel better. We'll put you in our prayers. Good night, everyone. Super time. Great live. Thank you. Ed's Machine, thank you for being a subscriber. I appreciate it.
Carry the next one. Hello, everyone. I hope that you're all having a great evening. And hello, Zeus.
Yep.
Everyone say hello, you big boy. You're all chewy and stinky. I hope that you heal quickly and listen to the doctor. He knows what he is talking about. Can I read all of them?
No.
23 years
Awesome.
stop.
There you go, buddy. I'm only at 14, but I'll
Nice.
catch you quick. BNR Racing. Nice, Tim. Did my share of drinking alcohol. Bad way to live. You know what? It's the bottom line. Some people, like my wife, she can handle alcohol. What do you drink? Maybe one beer a year, a couple? You had a few here and there, but she doesn't
More
bother
like
her.
2 a
A
year.
couple, she's done.
yeah, I guess.
Me, one's not
Like
enough.
5.
What's that?
Like 5 every month.
One's too much and 12's not enough. That's how I always looked at it. I was there at a party, back in the day. I had a great job, making great money, had race cars and Harleys and all that stuff, and was a wild man. And
Everything's about
Wild
control.
man.
yeah, and I didn't have control. So I went down the wrong road, and we'll talk about it another time.
Oh, that. No, hey,
James
Dad.
Ford, definitely want to hear about back pain. I can only do about 4 hours in the
hours.
shop per day. Right, and I know how to
You're
make
right,
that
most
better.
People have back pain.
You're damn right. It's one of the highest complaints.
Daddy,
And
can I
you-
tell you something?
Back
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Daddy, but, you know,
Okay, keep going.
yeah, that's what I want to hear about back.
You read that? Okay, relax.
Those secrets for translate
Traction.
traction will be fantastic. I just installed
Help traps.
contract in my
Caltrans.
Pinto
Pinto.
tracker.
Traction was a big issue in that car. Thanks. The problem with a Pinto, it's a short wheelbase car, man, and if you got a big motor or a big tire on there, they can get squirrely. So with the Caltrax, I'll tell you, I'll put it. You got to watch my video first, which gives the secrets of it. Please stop.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'll get some info on the Caltrax. Sean Singletary, kidney stones suck bad. Yeah, they do. They really do. But I'll tell you a little bit about a kidney stone.
Kidney stones are big bad.
There's not much to do about a kidney stone. If they're 5 millimeters or less, they usually pass through the ureter. The only time a kidney stone hurts is when it's in the ureter that connects the kidney to the bladder, that tube. That's the only time they hurt. They don't hurt the kidney. They might hurt coming out the urethra when you pee them out. They hurt probably that way. But that's when they hurt the most. The issue you have with a kidney stone is called pyelonephritis. It's a kidney infection. You know, when the urine's not flowing, it backs up. When it backs up, it blows up the kidney, called hydronephrosis or hydroureter. And with that, there's bacteria associated, and that's when you get a kidney infection or urinary tract infection. You get pyelonephritis, you can die from that. Fever, chills, nausea and vomiting. I should do a whole video on that. But there you go, Sean.
Hey, Dad.
Definitely
What's
one to.
urine?
Urine?
Yeah.
Urine is pee.
Ew, gross.
Jerry Whaley, laugh out loud. We went from bench racing
I know.
about going under the knife. Yeah, we're off the topic. But I don't know. If you guys like to hear this stuff, it's always fun to listen to.
Listen.
If you don't know much about medicine, if you've never been in an ER, everything you ever seen on TV and the craziness, 100%, I can tell you more stories.
Awesome.
I have a good idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
Comment down below what video Dad should do next.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yes,
do it.
you should. Do it, please.
Keep your A1C low. Eat beef, bacon, butter, eggs. Cut out the carbs. That's good advice. Your hemoglobin A1C measures your blood sugar for 3 months. It gives you an average out there. You know, if it's above, I think 5.9, it's diabetic. You have diabetes. So the way to keep it down is by doing that. Just what he said. I'll tell you something funny about our family. We don't drink anything but water and skim milk. That's it. We don't drink
And chocolate milk.
Yeah, we'll drink chocolate milk.
Oh, yeah.
Sodas are a treat. We don't drink them all the time. We try not to eat candy. We do use real butter because I don't like any of that fake stuff. We used to eat a lot of eggs.
Moderation.
When we had chickens, we raised chickens, right?
Yes.
We ate so many.
We had so
Brownie?
many eggs we couldn't get rid of them.
Wait,
That's why
brownie,
we don't buy
poopy, lavender,
Yeah.
and another brownie.
Well, now we don't buy so many eggs. So.
We don't
because
need them
they're
as much. I think we got tired of them.
expensive. They're also expensive.
Okay.
Hello, Dad.
Junior
It's Mr. DragBoss.
That's cute.
Bossette?
Junior DragBoss.
Yep. Hey, John Wilbur. Now he's on with the American Hot Rod Association a lot with Dallas Brown. Dallas Brown owns that. John has his own live chat stuff going on. He asked me to be on there. I told him that I wanted to do this video about who is DragBoss before I go on there, which I'd like to come on there and do a live chat if you want to. Then we can talk more Cleveland's and more medicine. It seems that's what we're talking about. People like it, I guess. Go ahead.
Open floor.
Great family. Gives me hope for the future in these troubled times. You know what? We're in a rough times. There's no doubt about that. And one of the things I've learned, that we've learned, I should say, my wife and I, is that that's why this sign says here. Okay? Dad, don't play. When I tell you to do something, I want it done. The problem is there's no discipline nowadays.
With
You
the
know,
simple things.
I grew up in a family where my dad was in 3 wars. He was in the end of World War II at Nuremberg prison. He was a prison guard. He went in at 17. He was in the 101st Airborne. He was a medic. He was badass, let me tell you. He was in the Korean War.
Bad butt.
Oh, sorry. He was in the Korean War. He retired. And then he went back to Vietnam from 70, 72. I was 5 years old. I remember him going to Vietnam. I still have all these tapes reel to reel that he used to send us. You know, I have all this German memorabilia, you know, the Nazis, all these
You have a whole trunk.
stuff of that. Helmets, German helmets, all kinds of stuff. So, George, good night, y'all. Got to cook cat food. All right.
Nice.
We
There
cook
it is.
dog food.
Good night,
Yeah, we
y'all.
do.
Gonna kick.
Good night, yo.
Good night, y'all. Gonna kick.
Good night, y'all.
It's so hard to say. Good night.
Clayton's Toolbox. I no longer drink. Been about 6 years. I became 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Yeah. Yeah. See this nose?
6 years. That's awesome.
I think that's the last fight I was in.
Hey,
But
Dad.
that wasn't
Did you
14
say you'll
years
tell
ago.
us like when we get older
Tell you older what?
about your
It's great to see
Oh, yeah.
the family all together. My 2 girls are both
I used to
married
pay
and
my-
they got 1 grandson. I used to pay my girls $20 per machine to clean them in my shop.
You should do that to us.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
well, I'll tell you what I do to you
Money.
guys. Really? What I offer you $10 an hour to work, right?
Really?
All the time. And what do you do?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you don't do it.
No, I will, but
It's
you never
rare.
told us.
I think you make little jobs for them every now and then.
Right, and we try to get them on
Couple
that
bucks
track.
here
But
That's
you want to
right.
You
work?
should do $20 an hour.
I'll pay you $15 an hour. You work in DBG.
Okay.
But I isn't sitting on messing around. It's work.
60
Mine
minutes of work.
was
Mine was, yeah. So that might not pass. If it doesn't pass, then you need to have a uteral J stent
That was
or they got to do lithotripsy. It just depends on where it is and your symptoms. So, yeah, that's how they treat that.
You can see Zeus right there. His chain collar.
Okay, okay.
Dad,
Now, this is Adrian from New Zealand. He's a good friend of ours. He's always been a supporter. So, thank you, Adrian, for
Drag
being here.
Challenge week happens in OZ right
Oz.
now. Oz right now. Tim with good coverage
On the Street
the
Machine
Street
TV
Machine
YouTube channel.
YouTube
Nice.
channel. Oh, hi to you and your family.
Hi, Adrian. It's good to see you.
Adrian.
Hope your family's doing well and you're doing well.
Hi. Oh, you can't see me yet. Oh.
How durable is a C6 transmission? Will handle 1,000 horsepower using? Yes.
How
Yeah.
durable-
The C6 transmission is kind of like akin to the Turbo 400. It's strong, and it'll handle 1,000 horsepower with power adders, no problem.
1,000 million.
The reason I don't use it is because a C4 is lighter. And when I went from a C6 to a C4, I picked up 1.5 tenths just changing those transmissions. I think it's like 40 horsepower or something, just from turning the internals and the weight of everything. So yeah, Ted.
Just cutting out.
Yeah.
Eating
Wrangling
different.
balls.
Yep.
If I would lose that much pounds, I would be like 30 something pounds.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, well, you're not a big adult yet.
As you get older.
Or a big
Too
kid.
much sugar.
It's
It's
skim milk, so
milk.
use whole cream in your coffee.
Too much sugar. Oh,
Lamb
wow.
roast.
Never knew
You
that.
know what? I don't know.
Nice fat.
We'll have to look at it and see.
Yeah.
And we actually use regular full flavored creamer because that's
Yeah,
the
I
only
have
thing
that.
we drink. I drink one
The,
cup a
what is
day,
it?
I have to
What,
split it.
vanilla
and I like good cream, and I don't like that stuff.
That's the D.
Yeah, French or the hazelnut.
We have 50 people. Come on,
I hear
guys,
you on-
subscribe. I'm
That we still have. Go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
I hear you on that. We still have chickens and a couple cows, plus a pair of goats.
Oh,
we
wow.
wanted goats.
Right.
I've heard you
We have a
still-
rabbit,
guys.
and that has to be taken care of.
Yeah, but I want to do chinchilla too.
If we had more time.
Well, you know, my daughter goes, oh, I want a chinchilla. I said, okay. You know, and like my dad said, if I want anything big,
You gotta
He
work
would-
for
right, and he would pay for half if you come up with the other half. In this case, she promised that she would change her rabbit cage every day by 8 o'clock in the morning before 8 o'clock at night. It's 8:03 right now. Did you do the rabbit cage?
Yeah.
Excellent. And I'd buy her a chinchilla in the year. I said, that's a big goal. A year is a long time, but that's what she said. So
Mr.
thanks, John.
Timothy
So far, so good.
Oh,
settle down.
just information that my Lucy.
Oh.
I got it. Ileostomy reversal. Hell yeah, Adrian.
What's that?
Well, that's when they take out the bag that holds the urine and stuff, and
Awesome.
they put it back together. It's hard to explain to you over here, but they take
Yeah.
it sticks out of your abdomen in a bag, and that's where urine goes, and sometimes stool, depending
Oh.
if you have a colostomy or ileostomy and what they're putting in it. Then they take it off and they do a reversal. They do a reanastomosis of the two. All kinds of people have it. Anybody that has issues, malignancy, trauma, anybody can have it.
Most of the old people with it.
Well,
Hey,
From
host and family
Atlanta.
for
Isn't it Atlanta, Georgia?
Ramon Tubbs, Always good to see you, Ramon. He's been on quite a bit.
Hi guys.
It's good to see you from Atlanta too.
Alaina.
B&R Racing. They closed down one of the local hospitals last weekend here, Tim. Unable to fully staff the ER. Illinois State shut them down. Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about that kind of stuff now, but we're not going to talk about it now. So that's why I said I got to turn up the wick, baby. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Tim Miller. Tim, you need my.
My kid drags.
So
My
remember
kid
we talked about those junior dragsters?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I've seen that.
But really, I want him to drive a real car.
I
Get
can.
into it.
We drive the go-kart.
Yep, we have a go-kart, the lawnmower.
I mow the lawn.
Yep.
Remember that time that you told me to, when we were getting picked up from the babysitters, you told me to drive your car down the.
Yeah, I let him drive the car, the truck.
Yeah, I can't do that.
That's how you learn.
Right. My dad used to let me drive all the time.
LOL. The
C6 weighs 1,000 pounds. No, it doesn't. I used to be able to lift one. Now I can't. But it probably weighs about,
What the?
I bet you it's about 280, maybe 250, somewhere around there. They're pretty heavy. You're right, though. They're a heavy transmission.
It's got a heavy belly.
Okay, let's stop what you're doing. Yep.
Okay.
LOL does. Good night, everyone. Great live
night.
with your awesome family.
Thank you,
Ooh,
Mr. Will's Dye and Breed Garage. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bob McAllister. I work at Clements Racing Engines in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If you're ever on this side of town, drop in. It'd be a pleasure to show you around. Write that down.
South Carolina.
We're going to start doing road trips. I'm telling you.
Road
So,
trip with
damn right.
Zeus
With everybody.
Of course.
and chocolate.
I
Get a
know
motorhome and
it's a
start
new-
going, please.
Okay.
I know it's a new info, but it's proper human design
Diet.
diet to
It's just let that be.
Let me say.
Just you keep going.
I know it's new info, but the proper human diet is ketogenic or carnivore. Check out Dr. CY's First Then Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube. And what you're saying is the problem with America is our diets are terrible. We know that. At least most people do. The food is unbelievable. Fast food. I mean, we try not to eat that stuff, but yeah.
We cut down on Arby's because we usually would get that like me after basketball practice would get it like every single night.
Not every single night, but yeah, you can
Mostly.
have that. I don't eat that stuff, but go ahead next. Can you-
Learn driving in 66 Malibu. Nice.
Malibu.
My first
Florida.
car, and I don't call it my Cougar's my first car, but I did have a car before that. It was a 66 American Rambler with a 199 3 on the tree. I had as a lot car. We grew up on a farm and we had 5 acres that I learned to drive on, and it was a great fun until I got caught driving on the street without plates and all that, and then my dad got mad and he sold the car, but that's beside the point. Don Dodder, I'm here now. Well, I'm still here. The kids are probably going to go to bed a little bit, and I'll finish up. So that's fine.
That's okay. That's all the comments.
Ow,
So
Okay.
didn't you say like we could like say our grade and
Huh?
our age and our grade?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay,
All right.
so
A little bit about you.
Zips, you probably know that I'm 11 years old,
Mhm.
but people might not. I'm 11 years old, and I'm Izzy Halstead.
Isabella.
DBG's daughter, favorite daughter.
What?
And I'm 11 years old. Yeah, I said that.
Fifth grade.
And I'm in 5th grade. And we have the best dog in the world. His name is Zeus. He's kind of
The best mom in the world,
Best
Andrea.
mom ever.
And Alaina, our little
No, I
one.
want to.
Oh, sorry.
Say something.
And
All right.
Squeaky Girl.
Switch spots then, please.
Okay. Now you can say how
Go
old
ahead.
you are and
I am 7 years old. I'm in 2nd grade. I'm about to be in 3rd. And I'm Alaina Halstead, and I'm Dad's favorite
No,
child.
I am.
No, I am. And then I'll tell you all about Zeus. Zeus
Okay.
is a little baby Doberman, and he loves to eat
yep.
treats. And his favorite color is blue. Don't you think? Don't you agree? Sis? Yeah, you do.
All right. Let's see
You're
what's
back up.
next.
Back up.
All right, next question.
I want to do it. Ow.
Back up.
Mama,
Also
help
part of a 2-daughter zoo. Yeah.
Albert Rodriguez. Go ahead, Mom. Read that.
When I was younger, I wanted a son. Wasn't in the cards, but I can't imagine life any other way. I am truly blessed and thank you for the live chat. I'm a big
Stop.
fan.
Can you tell her to get back to
Definitely
the
a
spot?
zoo, as you can tell, about after an hour of
Can you tell her to
half
get
hour.
This is your spot.
Come back here.
Well, see,
Everybody help
Wasn't
this
in
is
the
the
me.
cards, but
It's
imagine
my
life.
spot.
Couldn't imagine life any other way. We couldn't either, right?
we can't. And I'll tell you, I can't get mad. I'm trying not to get
It's
mad
a
or upset because
competition, and
it's just
Help
enough.
me.
Enough.
Sorry, we're getting cranky.
Help
Okay.
All right,
me.
so maybe we ought to call it quits for you guys
Yep.
with this kind of
We're gonna
behavior.
put it in.
So let's see what else we got. Yeah, it's a zoo. Not always, but just when they kind of get antsy because everyone wants to be in the show and it doesn't work that way. So just relax. Okay?
Ow, she's pushing you though.
Nobody's pushing you.
Lot Burns. First
First
car was a
car was
53
a
Ford
53
Coupe running a
Ford
J2 Ultimate Wheel engine with a B&M Hydro Stick. Oh yeah, that's cool, man. Nice. Ronnie Overfelt. Took almost 9 months to get cranking rods for my 451 CID pump gas Windsor.
Yeah,
9
true,
months.
man.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know exactly what you mean. I've been waiting for a long time for that DragBoss, but that's how parts are. So I got that.
Dad, can I do the next one?
No.
Aww.
William Rose, were you planning on a street engine build project, engine raffle? You know what? That's my plan was to build all these motors, so I don't know what they're going to do. And now that I've turned it up, I'm going to start going to town on them. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I definitely want to build something like a street one. That Windsor right there, Windsor. The Cleveland back there, the 354 that you can see right over my shoulder, that's going in Andrea's car. So that's 615 horse. We're going to put it in there and see how she does. Once we take that out, we may change that around or do something else. I don't know. But yeah, we might build a street engine. Be kind of fun to build one. You know, just make it easy, 500 horsepower. You know, that's good on the street and kind of give you the internals of what does it. So.
Guys, comment down if you have any questions.
Well, we got it. Hang on now, please.
Ready to go home.
JMR, hey Tim, you have a lovely family. It's great to see how you are involved with them in your car and engine hobby. It is. We're trying to get them to get involved with it. I am. But why don't you tell them in the comments to go out in the garage with Dad when he asks them to come out and do stuff, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guys.
Okay.
No, it's that one.
I know.
Adrian, my recently turned 13 and 10-year-olds go back to school tomorrow after 6 weeks summer. Now remember,
Summer.
right, he's in New Zealand, so the seasons are opposite.
I want to live in New Zealand. It looks so cool there.
Really? I'll get you a plane ticket. You can go live with Adrian for a weekend. What do you think, Adrian?
A
Yeah.
weekend.
I'll send my kids there to spend a week. You
No,
send
me.
your kids here. That'd be a kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
4
All right.
girls.
No, he sends his kids here, and we send
Oh,
our
okay.
kids there.
We can have like a play date.
I don't know how far that is.
Really far.
Probably like 5,000 miles. I don't know.
Okay.
Comment on that.
I forgot where you live. I'm
Payne,
Hannah.
Ohio.
Payne, Ohio. We live in, where do we live?
Sandusky,
We
Ohio.
always say Cedar Point.
Right.
Sandusky, Ohio.
What's the big attraction here?
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point.
Right. And I
It's so
hate
cool
roller
that we-
coasters. Ugh,
I don't like
they
it.
make me sick.
It's so cool
I'm
that we
gonna
just
eat
live
one.
right next to it.
Actually, it's beautiful. I mean, the area is beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
beautiful. There's no
Like
doubt.
Erie.
Right on the bay, the lake.
The
There's
beach.
lots of stuff to do. And we go to Cedar Point a lot. We have those passes. What happens, I don't ride them because they make me sick.
I want to ride my
And
first roller coaster.
The thing that bothers me about them is whipping around like that. You end up
Is that
Your
with
neck.
neck pain and you'll never be the same.
You'll
But,
get back and neck pain.
yeah.
It's fun when you're a
So
kid.
now, since there's no comments, and he's whining there.
Wait, there's
So-
one more.
Press
Okay.
it. Press it.
Relax.
Oh, whoopsie. When I got GT car
Just
now,
let Dad read it.
Mustang made with 65 factory drove a few of those with parents at 1986. They went good with 2, 4, and a stick, 399
So
each.
GT350 Mustangs. Now, if you're talking the original GT350, you're talking 66 Mustangs. You know, those are the ones with it. Please don't do that.
It's rock and roll.
And they never had a 351. Drove a few of those for 86. So, and in fact, I went on a tour of a place that had more Boss 429s, 302s, and Shelby Mustangs than I could believe. But I was asked not to put the information up right now. So, but none of them had 351s. The 351 didn't come out until like 69. Actually, in 68, they were coming up with ideas for it. So the first Cleveland came out in 68 too. I have that engine block. But yeah, with 2 4s and a stick and 390 gears, you better hang the hell on, mister. Tell you.
Look at that comment. He commented if we could like trade kids.
Okay, well, let's see.
It's
That would freak both sets of kids out, but would be memorable. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if your kids want to live with dad.
I
Get out there and get that work done. We got work to do, and then we can play.
I would kind of be scared.
Ken Moll, 68 to 72 bodies.
what the?
I mean, I don't remember any GT350. Unless you're saying, I don't know, Ken. I'm not sure what you're asking me. You know, anything 68 through 72 was a Mustang, 351 Cleveland, Cobra Jet. You know, I've seen GT stuff, but I can't comment on that.
Dad.
Okay.
Okay.
They had stripes and L.
And 4 hands.
I think you're thinking about, you know, like a Mustang GT from like the bigger Mustangs, 71 through 73, but I can't say for sure.
You don't hit me with that.
Yeah, they were fake. Okay. The 69 GT350s had Windsors. There you go. There you go. And now I see what you're saying. I'm thinking of the Shelby stuff, you know, and that's a good point that we could talk about. Mom watched the Shelby, what was that called?
Oh, Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari. So here's what she was telling me and what I remember. See, Shelby was big, right? He had this GT350, right? All that stuff. Well, after 66, he got tired of the BS with Ford, right? He left Ford.
Yeah, the show.
But they kept making the GT350s and the 500s. So now I know what you're talking about. I'm thinking Shelby stuff. So yes, they did have Windsors. You're right on that. Thanks, Adrian, for kicking my memory back. You know, and the 500s had the 428 Cobra Jet. And the KR, King of the Road, they were all big block cars. So yes, I think that's what you're probably talking about. Okay. So before there's a question, let's see where we can keep going.
All right, click that off.
So
Here, I got it. Click it.
So another guy that I got coming on that I'm going to be talking to, and he said it's just about his scheduling, is Barry Robotnik.
Dad, he wants to be in YouTube today.
Okay. Let him finish up. Hi, bud. Yeah.
Oh,
He just wants attention. So yes, KR drove the, yes, yep, they were mean. KR was at 428 Cobra Jet with Ram Air. So, but yeah, Shelby got out of him. They kept his name, you know what I mean, or the snake emblem and all that, but they weren't called Shelbys anymore. I think 67 was the last year.
Probably when you want.
Maybe 60. I don't know. I'm not good with that fact, but you guys can talk about that. So Barry Robotnik, he said that he would come on and talk about FEs. You know, not a lot of guys are into FEs. My buddy, Larry the Shoe Barry from Columbus, he races a 67 Mustang with a 390 in it. So it looks just like the Bullet car. So we'll get him on there. A lot of people asked about Mark Campbell. Now, Mark Campbell was one of the guys that helped develop the Dominator carburetor. He also helped develop the Strip Dominator intake for the Cleveland. So he had a tuning outline that I had, was like 3 pages. And I'm going to get him back on. I've talked to him probably a few months ago, but I think he's got great information to share and people like to hear that stuff. So we'll get him on here. We talked about Rusty Glidden. I'll text him and get him back. That'll be interesting to see. What else do we have? We talked about Steve Toth and Tony O'Connor. Hopefully it'd be nice for him to get out here. Now, another guy that I talked to yesterday Jason Mansueto. So he's from Australia. It used to be Trick and Mansueto, and then they separated ways. They're still buds, but they do different things. So Jason wants to be on and do a live chat. I had Tricky on, I think, last year, a little longer than that, and he does some tips on Cleveland's. He does a lot of engine building and Cleveland stuff and head work. So we'll get Jason on here. He's got a mean car, man. Let me tell you, Falcon don't play. So
I know.
Come on, Dad. Can we end it?
you guys can leave if you want. Oh, okay.
You're tired.
So who else do we have? Larry McCoy. You've caught a hold of me, and I said, listen, I'm trying to get time where we can talk, but he doesn't have internet. So I figured out a way that we can do it without him having a webcam. So I'm going to get him on. He raced a six-cylinder headed, well, it's a six-cylinder Chevy with a Cleveland head on it. He would love to tell his story, and I think we need to have that up here. So
Let's see another one.
I also talked to Bill Rolfe. I'm going to try to get a hold of him next week. And he was the guy that taught John Kazi. So he has a lot to say. So hopefully I can get him on. This week, since it's the first week of February, I'm going to go and see a guy that has in his garage. He's got two Boss 351 Mustangs that have been sitting for over 20 years, he said. One of the motors might be sitting there. And he was talking about maybe putting it back in, whether I help him. I told you I went to see Bob Beach today. We spent some time getting that 327 Latham supercharged motor going. That's awesome. And please don't do that. And that's going to be great. He's got that camera. He wants me to help him put that in a Mustang or a Galaxy, 64 Galaxy. So I think I'm going to take that on board and try to do that. So there's lots of stuff coming on. I guess we're going to end it now because everyone's getting antsy and it's just right. It's just hard to do. It's hard to do stuff when everyone's fooling around.
You can keep doing the live chat.
Okay.
You just want to say bye.
No, we're going to finish because that's what we talked about. We're not going to keep going. It's late. We're all tired. And you can see as they get tired, it's kind of hard to keep their attention. But we talked about all kinds of things from, kidney stones and ileostomies to cylinder heads, the Bob Glidden trick. I'll make a video on that. Back pain. That's going to be my first video. So I had to buy the model. So it's hard to explain things if you can't see what I'm talking about. So I bought that model. Please don't do that. So I bought that model.
There's a spine.
Yep, there it is. And we'll get a video made up on that pretty soon. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all being here and contributing to Dragway 42.
There's two more, Dad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wait.
Relax.
Everybody has.
Hey.
Are you familiar with McQuetz? Yeah, Jim and Ray. Yes. Ray. Yep, he does. I know who they are. So, Reverend Evan, I think, already did a video on him, but that doesn't mean I can't do one. We all look at things differently. And sometimes videos are done in a different manner than others. And that's what makes you different and makes your channel different.
Hey, Dad, can I do the next one?
No. So let's see what's next. How about this? All right, read it.
Stapleton 42 did a great job with vid at
Roush
Yates on the
progression
on the 33
C3
right.
C3 head.
Yep. Now I'll tell you something. I watched that. It was a great episode. And I'll tell you, my buddy has that head that he used to develop the C3 head. And I have pictures of it. I'll put it up on, I don't know what I'm going to do, make a video out of it. I think I'll make a video because he also has an original XC block. That's the taupe block. And people don't know much about the XC blocks. They think the pillow block was the first one, and it wasn't. It was the Don taupe block. And he has that Yates head, and you should see the welding on it across the deck where he welded across it to refigure the combustion chambers and across the whole top of it where he's reinforced everything in welds. So I'll post that video.
Okay, ready? Thanks again.
You're welcome, Ken. Mom, why don't you read one?
Yeah.
Garage goals. Definitely.
And that's the thing. I set everything up by goals. I make goals, and that's how I get things done. I write a goal down, and I have to write them down. I have to see things on paper for me to complete things. That doesn't work well in my head. That way I can, it just feels better looking at crossing it off.
For my
Good with
art,
life goals, too.
for my art,
Indeed.
or at school we did like this New Year's resolution goals and stuff.
Okay,
But
Dad.
we also for
Who's
like my
talking?
art, like I have to like set goals what we're gonna do.
Right.
Goals are
Sometimes
important.
it's like I do art.
Yes, that's
And then
perfect.
like I stop for like a week or two, and then I'm like, wait, I forgot
Mhm.
how to like do this part, and then you have to keep going. So that's
That's
why
good
if
to
I
have.
don't, but sometimes I do art even if I don't want to, so I don't lose all my progress.
Nice.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Zeus.
So Ray Paquette used to come into the arcade and fix the video games in the 80s. Okay, I never knew what that guy did. His brother builds transmissions and had PTC, I think.
All
At
the
one
fun
time.
video games in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Like Pong.
Okay.
Ron, have a good night. And remember, wheelies don't win races. You know what? I love your picture of your Mustang there, but I'll tell you a story. And that's why I like wheelies. When I was a kid, there was a guy, and his name is Dave Schwim. He owned a transmission shop in Plainville, Ohio. So I went to his shop, and this was before I built transmissions. And in his shop was this GTO Pontiac, a 66. And that thing had big tire, big, massive wheel stands. I said, one day I'm going to have a picture like that. And so when I got into doing the Calitrax, you know, I tried to figure out how to do the wheelies and get the
There's
wheelies.
Big Boy.
There he is.
Good
boy. So that's why I love to do wheelies, you know. And then after I did the ones like on the beginning of this, and I smashed oil pans, which are hanging up there, it's so dangerous. You wreck so many parts. But I had to get those pictures. After that, I don't care about wheelies as much as I used to. It's nice to see 2 or 3 foot, but now my Cougar's running fast and only lifts the wheels about 12 inches off the ground. That's all you need. I loosen the shocks, I can make wheelies.
A few good
Ready? There we
pictures.
go.
Jerry, yeah, that's it.
I had a popular hot rod with this book.
This
In it, and I said,
Hey.
that's
That you?
you. And it was him, LOL. He still has that card.
Yep, he does.
A $10.
Albert
Thank
Rodriguez.
you.
Thank you, Robert.
Definitely
Albert
God bless. Amen.
Rodriguez, we appreciate that. God bless you and your family. You know, we're definitely a spiritual family. And we pray on our knees twice a day. And Dad's serious about that. I don't
Yes.
play when it comes to pray. Because that's God. We ask for help. So thank you for that. It goes right in the DBG kitty.
Wait.
Don't touch that, please. So
Oh, click off. Yeah.
So-
Okay, guys. Bye.
so anyways, so you gotta bear with us when you watch this video that it's a little crazy because that's how we are sometimes.
Family.
So, and it's okay. We're just getting the stuff out and kids are having a good time. And it shows where we're at. You know, we're family oriented. You know, I'm not some drinking crazy guy and smoking and not against that stuff, but we're just more conservative. You know, we got goals that we want to do. You know, I always say now I probably only have about 10 good years left in me. You know, I'll be 68. My goal is 70 to be done with all this stuff. So I got these engines to build, cars to build.
And I can take over your YouTube channel.
You can.
How old is Bob Beach?
Bob Beach is 81, and he's still going strong.
What the?
But he can't, you know, he can't get underneath the car and work
Right,
on stuff.
that
That's
kind
why
of
he wants
stuff,
me to
right.
help him. So I'm gonna make his dream come true. But yeah, I'll still be doing stuff at 81, but we'll be driving and cruising.
Hey,
You know, I'd like to
Visit
learn to do
people.
body work and paint cars too.
Before
But
we start the video, subscribe to DragBoss Garage,
Yep.
please.
Subscribe and,
And
like, and also
And
leave
hit
a
the
comment.
bell.
Hit the bell.
Hit the
bell.
bell.
And
right,
leave a
and that's how we keep this channel going is by likes and subscribes. I mean, I gotta put a push out
Everybody-
there.
when you
And if you guys want to know anything about certain topics, put it in the
Ooh,
comments.
there's
I'll try
another
to
one.
I'll try to work on it and get things going with it.
Reef.
Riffle. Dang, about missed it. I'll go back and see. I think you're gonna like it, Riffle. It's kind of fun to watch behind the scenes at DVG, DragBoss Garage. You know what happens here. You know who the kids.
What happened? Oh, yeah. Okay.
See, when you
Just let it
when
go.
you mess
Oh,
with the
there.
mouse, it causes
I'm
some
trying
issues.
to get this.
So So that's and you can see the kids are like having a new toy being on the internet
Right.
like this.
Oh, they love you too.
Come on, this stupid thing keeps
Just
on
let it
happening.
go.
Let's not touch
Okay.
that. Just don't touch it. So let's talk about
And finish it up.
finish it up. These guys got to get to bed. It's already 8:30. You're already
I
past
know,
your
we're
bedtime
way-
by an hour, and they still have
Oh, yeah,
baths
by
to do.
7.
So that'll finish up. We're gonna shut this down now. Riffle, I'm sorry you're
Oh,
not
wait, there's one
there.
more coming.
Okay, one more
Watch.
comment. Laugh out loud.
Wow.
And that's the thing, we're here to have fun and enjoy ourselves and try to entertain you.
We're
I
not
mean,
a
that's
perfect family.
No, we're not perfect. There's no way. There is no perfect family. It's a lot of compromise. It's discipline.
Patience.
Yeah,
Just like cars and everything else.
it takes time and patience.
Time and patience.
Well,
And
There's
Dad
another
can't be out here in the
comment.
garage
Okay.
playing all the time and messing
Yeah, let
around
me see.
when we have a family to have, and kids need to listen when we're doing stuff. We need to listen.
No,
Okay,
they're
guys.
It's okay. They're not going anywhere. We'll be
No!
okay. Okay.
My comments, I love you.
Relax.
You
You know-
have an awesome family, Tim.
Thank
I
you.
am. I'm blessed by God and my wife. We both are.
Blessed to have a great family.
We are.
and his little baby.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. But the thing is, we grew up, and I won't get into how we grew up, but we grew up in the same similar type of family, and that's how we are. I want my kids to use their brains. God gave you a brain to use, so we're going to use it to our fullest. And the only way to do it is to listen, because you're not learning if your mouth's open. That's what Dad says. Right. And see, when you do all this, then what?
Come on, Alaina.
When we ask you to behave and then you do this, then what? Then that
Oh,
means,
yeah, exit out.
uh-huh. See, she doesn't like to hear about the lecture.
Oh,
Because Dad gives the lecture here and there. Well, let's end the chat, guys.
Wait, guys,
We'll see ya.
Hold on. Wait,
Alright.
Hope you guys like the video
subscribe
and subscribe
and comment to DBT.
and make sure that you guys have
No,
a
don't
great
yet.
night.
Don't do it
Goodbye.
yet. Wait, bye, everybody. See you again.
Have a good day. Make sure to watch all the videos.
Yep, you better.
Yeah.
More great
Yes.
interviews to come.
Oh, man, you should see the list. I didn't even get to read any of them.
Maybe
you
Elon
know?
Musk. Maybe Elon Musk one day.
No, it's not going to be yet. Well, who knows?
Why would he come
He does
here?
have cars.
Hey, Elon Musk, if you watch this, get a hold of me at DBG. We'll do a live chat.
DragBoss.
Elon,
I'll
what?
check it out.
Bye, everyone.
Cleveland.
Bye, everybody.
And life.
See, wait, there's another chat.
Thanks.
Yeah, there is.
Bye.
Thanks, all. Yeah, they're
Thank
saying
you.
bye, so we don't need to
Yeah,
read everyone.
bye.
We're going to go now. So
Bye,
let's go.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Stay